you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with a new video. And guys, there's currently a heat wave in the UK. I got my little desk fan here. Oh my gosh, we wasn't ready, but yeah, there's a little heat wave going on. So yeah, after shooting this, I'm gonna go outside and enjoy the sunshine. But yes, guys, welcome back to a new video. And as you already know by the thumbnail and the title, I'm gonna be talking about my girl Doja Cat. What is actually going on? So today I'm gonna be talking about Doja Cat that had a word into like counter with a fan. I'm gonna use that loosely because she was smiling, hugging him up in her face, and you smell so good. I love your top. So he's so sweet. He took the shirt off his back and gave it to her because he's starting a new brand and it's Pride Month, and he's like, "Yo, wear this, please." If she takes one picture, then people will obviously flood his branding. You know what I mean? But a couple of hours later, she jumps on her Twitter and literally curses him out, saying he smelled musty. She threw his top in the bin. He was quite aggressive, like when he was touching her. And he didn't see the tweet. People had to holler at him, like, bro, is she talking about you? This is so messy. But people are not surprised. Like, how many times has Doja Cat said she don't like her fans, she don't care for people, don't touch her? One of his friends came out and did a follow-up video saying when she was in the gay club, he asked, "Oh, can we have a picture together?" And she was like, "No." But it's the way she said it. She didn't just say it like a normal, like it was very bitchy. And he was just like, okay, like, you know what I mean? You ain't got to tell me twice. You know what I mean? Listen, this is why they say you never want to meet your idols or anyone that you're a huge fan of. Listen, you don't want to meet them because this is what happens. In Manchester, so the biggest soap in the UK is called Coronation Street, for my American viewers who don't know. So I see a lot of famous people or celebrities a lot, especially when I used to work in like the Trafford Centre. I would just walk past him like the only person I would fan out, even though I went to the Chris Brown concert recently, I was finding out. Like I don't usually fan out when I see these celebrities, but for me, someone that I really admire and look up to is Rihanna. Just her coming from the small island of Barbados, and obviously, as you all know, now she's a billionaire. You know what I mean? Just her growth, her journey, I love it. And obviously, I'm from the Caribbean. I mean, like I can relate. But yeah, when I see celebrities or famous people, I just don't pay them no mind. You know the saying, they eat, shit, sleep just like you do. It's just that they're obviously on a pedestal because they've got a talent, most of them anyway. But yeah, so I'm gonna play the original video of how her and the fan was going on, and then I will be back with my commentary.
I'm about to give my shirt to Doja Cat because she's the iconic girl.
Period!
No, bitch, you deserve it. Literally, and if you ever want anything more, I got you, always. This is the girl right here. I love you, Dad. Thank you so much.
Happy Pride Month!
Pablo.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, what's your real name? Or is it Doja? Is your real name?
Ami.
Ami? Ami, so nice to meet you, girl.
Nice
You're
to meet
beautiful.
you.
I hope you have the best night. You're literally everything in life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Period!
My girl, Ami. Love you, Dad. Don't say thank you.
Okay, guys, so you just saw that. So did you see how she was all up on him? Even at the end taking a picture, she cocked up her leg on him, and she asked his name, and he was like, "What's your name?" And obviously, she told him her name, but then later on in her tweet, she's like, you call yourself a fan? You don't even know my real name." And it's just like, again, with Rihanna, I know Rihanna's real name is Robin, but you know what I mean? Like, what do you want us to call? Do you want us to call you by your artist name or by your like? You know what I mean? Like, what? And he did make a follow up video, so I'm gonna play that next. But he did say, "I never claimed to be her number one fan." He was just like, "I'm just a fan of her." And he saw her a couple of years ago, I think like at MTV Awards, or he's seen her before. So he's just like a normal fan, which is fine. Like, I don't think you should be idolizing these people because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're just people. And this is why God says no other gods, or you know what I mean? Don't be putting no one before me. Like, you know what I mean? But you're seeing how she was. She didn't look intimidated or scared to me. And when he's taking off his shirt, she did give him kind of a look. But you know, And then his friends gassing him up like, period, da, 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 it's Pride Month. But yeah, I'm gonna play his response now, and then I'll get into my commentary.
Hi guys, I was just at a party and I got informed that Doja said some shit about me on Twitter. I just want to clear this up because it hurts, because I loved her. I watched her at Coachella. I've never claimed to be the biggest fan, but I really stand her and I think what her work is amazing. I just think it's crazy because she's the one at this event that was being so nice, and she pointed out my shirt, and I said, and I liked that. And then when I went outside and she was outside, I was like, girl, you'd be the perfect girl for my Pride collection. And she said, what do you mean? What Pride collection? I said, oh, I released this t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to give you one. She said, I'd want one right now. And I said, oh, I could give this one to you. She said, no way, you're not going to give this to me. And that's when the video started, and she was being so sweet and amazing, and I thought that's what it was. And now guys, she's on Twitter saying she threw that musty shirt away. She's saying that I didn't know her name, that I manhandled her, all this stuff. I understand, guys, if I was being like too nice or whatever, I will take full accountability. I'm gay. I would never want to make her feel uncomfortable. She's so iconic. I have only been saying the nicest things about her. She's the sweetest celebrity. She made me feel so seen. She said, Ami, I thought she was nice. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is for publicity or for whatever, guys, but I would have never wanted to make her uncomfortable. I would have never even filmed if she didn't say yes. Guys, that video that we filmed was after everything, and I don't want to be that guy that comes on emotional or whatever, but I feel like I'm always the butt of the joke. Like, why am I the punching bag, bro? Like, literally, like, nothing happened other than her liking my shirt. I offered it to give it to her. She doesn't have to keep it. She doesn't have to do whatever. But she was obviously down. Like, and I understand she has to set her boundaries. She's a celebrity. I'm not. I will never understand that. So I value that and I appreciate it and I get that. But for me, guys, I'm a normal ass person that's at a bar, meets Doja Cat. I just released my clothing drop for Pride, and I just offered to give her one, and she said, oh, I want one right now. So I had the size. I was like, here, take it. I apologize if I did anything wrong at all. But guys, I'm a human being too. And honestly, this just shows me, I guess, that maybe not everybody's who they show in person. I would have never said anything other than she's the sweetest girl ever. But I guess she went on a whole tweet rant about me. I never claimed to have it all laid out, to know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just at a bar, released a clothing drop. Doja was being very sweet to me. And also, guys, I know I didn't know her first name. I'm so sorry. I never claimed to be the biggest fan ever. I just respect her a lot for her work. I've listened to her music so many times. I met her 4.5 years ago at the VMAs, and I was like gagged. And I thought 4.5 years later, the world worked for me. Like, the stars lined in my favor. But
Yeah, so shout out to him. Like, first of all, I didn't like the fact that he took the shirt off his own back to give her, because being in the club, that it probably was a bit musty. So yeah, but she gasped and lit him up, saying, "Oh my gosh, you smell so nice." We're starting a clothing brand. I would say, because it was like a tank top, carry one. So if he's got like a little man bag, carry maybe two, just in case you do meet a celebrity or someone, and you can, give it so they can promote it. But it's just sad. Like he said, he never claimed to be her number one fan, so he didn't know her name. But like he said, he met her at the VMAs. He's seen her at Coachella. So you know what I mean. He's a fan of her work, just like me. Like, I like her visuals. She can rap. Like, she's a really good rapper. She can dance. You know what I mean. She can sing. Like, she is talented. You know what I mean. But from when she first come out, she has been shown a little bit, ways. She is biracial. She has a black dad from South Africa, and she has a white mother. But when she first came out, she was caught in those white racist chat rooms. All her exes are white, which is fine. That's her type. Like, she likes white men. That's fine. But just little stuff in her career she has been showing. And then there was one time she went on a radar where she was just cussing out fans on her Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, and again, I don't follow her like that. But a lot of people are just like, bro, are you really surprised? Like, Doja Cat's been telling us she's like this, you know what I mean? So let's get into people's reactions, and I will be back.
And mind you, it's still Pride Month, and the North still remembers Doja Cat. Now is not the time to get on the internet acting like a crazy person.
I'm about to give my shirt to Doja Cat because she's the iconic girl.
Period.
No, bitch, you deserve it. Literally, and if you ever want anything more, I got you, always. This is the girl right here. I love you,
Period.
Kat. Thank you so much.
Happy Pride Month.
Pablo.
Happy Pride Month.
Wait, what's your real name? Or is it Doja? What's your real name? Ami? Ami, so nice to meet you, girl. You're beautiful. I hope you have the best night. You're literally everything in life. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Period.
Now, Now, about a week ago, this video was posted by somebody by the name of Pablo here on TikTok. And mind you, that video is about a week old, and Doja Cat posted this and then deleted it. She said, bottom line is, I'll smile at you, but it doesn't mean I F with you, and don't touch me and manhandle me when you don't even effing know me. If you know, you know. I honestly need to stand up for myself in the moment sometimes, and he didn't even know my effing name to be touching me and kissing me on my face. Like, that is crazy. And then she said, I threw that musty shirt away, by the way. Now, that's crazy because in this video, you told him he smelled good. Now, after Doja posted and deleted that tweet, Pablo took to the internet and this is what he had to say.
Hi guys, I was just at a party and I got informed that Doja said some shit about me on Twitter. I just want to clear this up because it hurts, because I loved her. I watched her at Coachella. I've never claimed to be the biggest fan, but I really stand her and I think what her work is amazing. I just think it's crazy because she's the one at this event that was being so nice, and she said, she pointed out my shirt, and I said, and I like that. And then when I went outside and she was outside, I was like, girl, you'd be the perfect girl for my Pride collection. And she said, what do you mean? What Pride collection? I said, oh, I released this t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to give you one. She said, I'd want one right now. And I said, oh, I could give this one to you. She said, no way, you're not going to give this to me. And that's when the video started, and she was being so sweet and amazing, and I thought that's what it was. And now, guys, she's on Twitter saying she threw that musty shirt away. She's saying that I didn't know her name, that I manhandled her, all this stuff. I understand, guys, if I was being like too nice or whatever, I will take full accountability. I'm gay. I would never want to make her feel uncomfortable. She's so iconic. I thought I have not been, I have only been saying the nicest things about her. She's the sweetest celebrity. She made me feel so seen. She said, Ami, I thought she was nice. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is for publicity or for whatever, guys, but I would have never wanted to make her uncomfortable. I would have never even filmed if she didn't say yes. Guys, that video that we filmed was after everything, and I don't want to be that guy that comes on emotional or whatever, but I feel like I'm always the butt of the joke. Like, why am I the punching bag, bro? Like, literally, like, nothing happened other than her liking my shirt. I offered it to give it to her. She doesn't have to keep it. She doesn't have to do whatever, but she was obviously down. Like, and I understand she has to set her boundaries. She's a celebrity. I'm not. I will never understand that, so I value that and I appreciate it and I get that. But for me, guys, I'm a normal ass person that's at a bar, meets Doja Cat. I just released my clothing drop for Pride, and I just offered to give her one, and she said, oh, I want one right now. So I had the size. I was like, here, take it. I apologize if I did anything wrong at all. But guys, I'm a human being too. And honestly, this just shows me, I guess, that maybe not everybody's who they show in person. I would have never said anything other than she's the sweetest girl ever. But I guess she went on a whole tweet rant about me. I never claimed to have it all laid out, to know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just at a bar, released a clothing drop. Doja was being very sweet to me. And also, guys, I know I didn't know her first name. I'm so sorry. I never claimed to be the biggest fan ever. I just respect her a lot for her work. I've listened to her music so many times. I met her 4.5 years ago at the VMAs, and I was like gagged.
Because Pablo too nice. Because as soon as I saw that tweet, I would have told her, bitch, we remember what you was doing in them chat rooms. So try somebody else. Don't try me. But that's just me and the rest of the North, because we ain't never forget.
Nope. Yeah, guys, I know it played, replayed again, but yeah, to touch on what he said, like even him being the butt of jokes, you can tell that maybe he might have got bullied like in high school. He just seems so sweet and innocent, and he's just confused. Like you can hear it in his voice. He's just like he's at a club, and people are atting him like, "Yo, bro, I think she's talking about you." And for me, it's the musty. A couple like probably like a year ago when Summer Walker was going out with the guy from BMF, Little Meech, and people said that they smelt musty. Like, listen, you don't want that attached to your name. So how does it go from oh my gosh, she smells so nice to oh yeah, and I threw that musty shirt away? Like, wait, what? And just the fact that they recorded, because I know like a lot of celebrities hate being recorded. So the fact that his friend was recording and the interaction, and she was fine with that. But then she jumps on Twitter like, oh, you manhandled me, and you didn't even know my name. I need to set up boundaries. Listen, even if I was a famous person, you can take pictures with me, but we're not doing the whole. I don't like the whole touchy feely, like hugs and stuff, because when you hug someone, you're transferring energies, and not everyone has the best intentions for you. So I don't mind, taking a cute picture with you, you know, but again, in that video, she had her leg up on him. You know what I mean? And you know what I find very interesting with this? I know if it was a black gay fan, she wouldn't have done the Twitter thing because she knows that black gay guy would have gathered her up. Like my girl said, listen, I would have told her, we still remember you in those racist chat rooms. We ain't forgotten. We ain't forgotten up north, you know? But I definitely feel like she knew this guy was a sweet, innocent. I don't know him personally, but he comes off very like innocent again, like naive. So she knew she could write a tweet about him. And again, if you're gonna do something like that, stand on business. She deleted it because obviously it got traction, people were atting him, and maybe she didn't think he had like a good, like big, not a huge following, but a big following. But when, you know what I mean, he made his video explaining the situation, now Doja Cat looks crazy, you know what I mean? Because when she first wrote the tweet, if I read that on Twitter, I probably thought she's just going off on a fan, but then there's videos and there's evidence of her cocking a leg up on him, saying, I want that shirt, saying you smell good. Like she's all over him. So it's like, which one is it? But then as soon as you get into your car, you know what I mean? You're tweeting like, oh, I can't believe this just happened. And I feel like with the name thing, if she felt that type of way, she should have checked him when she's seen him. Because even if she did it as a joke about, oh, you don't know my name, you know what I mean? You claim to be a fan and you don't know my real name, you know what I mean? Like she could have bantered with him, but yikes, like it's really sad. It's just his clapback, just the way he's coming for. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. And again, his friend that was recording, he was in the club. He asked for a photo with her, and she was like, "No, move away from me." And where was her security? Like, because this happened outside. I don't know if they were stood on the, you know what I mean? They didn't want to obviously be in the video. But the fact that she's talking about, boundaries and people need to respect her, where was your security? And if you didn't want to do a video or take a picture with him, just like with his friend, you were like, no. I just don't get the whole interaction. And then 6 hours later, you're tweeting about it, and what you're tweeting is completely different from what we're watching. It's weird. Like, come on, Doja Cat, get it together.
That whole situation that's going on with Doja Cat and the fan that gave him her shirt, and then she started talking shit on Twitter about it, that is a prime example of why y'all need to evaluate and really understand why you are supporting an artist that you're supporting. Because if my memory is correct, did Doja Cat not say like a year or two ago that she didn't want people listening to her music anymore? She didn't want fans anymore. She wanted people to stop supporting her. And what y'all do, y'all continue to stream her, y'all continue to listen to her music, y'all continue to go to her concerts, y'all continue to support somebody that already tried to set that boundary. So, I feel bad for him because now she's spinning a whole narrative. She didn't have to go about it the way she did. If she was uncomfortable and she didn't want to be touched, she has that right as a person in general. But she definitely could have gone about it in a different way. So she should have definitely taken more accountability on her part. But I don't really feel as bad because to me, a lot of people that are still supporting her, they have to be people who don't respect boundaries as much. Because isn't that what the fuck she said? If an artist tells me they don't want me listening to their music, I'm going to listen. I'm sorry. There's millions of artists out here that love what they do and they're proud of it and they're happy and the energy feels great. Not to say that Doja Cat is a bad person. She's a great musician. She's a talented woman. But I stand on business. So if that's what you want, girl, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah, I agree with her. Like, if an artist is shouting at me like, "Yo, stop listening to me, stop supporting me, don't come to the concert," you ain't gotta tell me twice. I'll be like, Okay," you know what I mean? I'ma listen to the songs that I've already streamed, from the past, maybe from your first album. But yeah, like again, when you see these celebrities in person, especially when they're at a restaurant, leave them alone. They just want to go there, have a nice meal. I'm trying to think where you see them when they're with their families or their spot, leave them alone. That's like time, you know what I mean? I remember the actor Omari Hardwick from Power. He used to hate fans coming up to him and wanting to take pictures when he was with his wife and his kids, because they would just completely ignore the wife, kind of push her out the way and be like, "Oh, can we take a selfie?" And it's just like, no. And then he would go off on his fans, and he wasn't going off on his fans because he didn't like them. He just hated how they treated his family, especially his wife. You know what I mean? But yeah, just most of the time, leave these celebrities alone, man. They're just trying to have a normal day out. You know what I mean? I remember once me and my mom, we had special wristbands to see a particular artist. I don't even know if I should mention them, but basically, by time it was time to see that artist, the artist turned around and was like, "No, I'm not seeing nobody." Like they were just going on really diva-ish, and they were a man. I must say, it was a reggae artist. I'm gonna leave it there. But after that, I didn't support him ever again. when I hear his music, and he hasn't got that much of a big catalogue, so he needs to chill the F out. But I just roll my eyes and I give my mum the look when she wants to start rocking away. I'm like, Mom, do you remember what this guy did to us? And then she's like, oh yeah. And I remember at a party, someone actually asked Mom, like, how come she not dance? You know what I mean? I was like, no, we don't dance to this because we had a chance to meet him and he was very rude about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, you definitely want to meet the people like these celebrities and people that you support. Trust me, because a lot of times people do have a bad encounter with them or an experience with them. They're human. Maybe you caught them on a wrong day. But you know, when you, especially like with me and my mum, don't have us pay extra to, VIP or to meet you. And then you're like, nah, I'm not meeting anyone. You know what I mean? A lot of these celebrities do meet and greets, and the price ain't cheap. You know what I mean? And I remember Beyonce's meet and greets, hers were out of the world. And people were like, if I'm paying that price, I want to meet the mama, the daddy, the kids, Jay Z, Jigga better be there. You know what I mean? Because her price is what insane. We want to meet Solange's son. Like everybody got to be there for the prices that you're asking for. Chris Brown, he's got his £1,000 or $1,000 to take a picture with him. Listen, those pictures have been going off. Like he'll do any pose with you. Like it is worth it, but at the same time, it like some of the poses, it's just funny. It's just like, but yeah, guys, I agree with what she said, man. Everything what she said.
When you see a celebrity in person, you should treat them like a nobody, okay? If you're gonna say anything, ask them where the nearest coffee shop is, okay? Or tell them you like their shirt and walk away. Give them the indication that they sit on the toilet and they use the bathroom just like you. Okay, because this Doja Cat situation where she's in the video and the fans in the video and then he's like, I love you. And she's like, I love you. And it seems like such a positive interaction. And then days later, she tweets that he was musty and that he manhandled her. And I watched the video. And yes, he seemed to be a little obnoxious. But girl, you're walking around LA, you have a full beat of makeup on. And it appears as if you don't have a security guard. And you're Doja Cat. You look like you're Doja Cat. People can clearly see you're Doja Cat. And you're shocked that this boy's running up to you telling you he loves you. Like, come on. If you didn't want him walking up to you, girl, get some security and handle that because that is rude. But to the fan, let this be a learning experience, okay? I'm telling you right now, this is how most celebrities think and behave. Even if they don't say it, this is how they think. You're not, I know it feels like you're having such a profound experience on them, but you're not. I stay in Atlanta. I live in a very nice building in Atlanta, and I'm telling you right now, I see celebrities all the time and I can tell that they're like in their mind, they're like, oh, this person is about to speak to me. You know what happens? We're on the elevator. They look at me. I look at them and I get off at my floor. Girl, you're not getting that from me.
Yo, shout out to him, and everything he said was facts. If you do, and if you must talk to them, just give them a compliment, like I like your shoes, or you know what I mean. Let it be known. Even me, when I was working in the traffic center, again, I used to see footballers, soap star actors, and there was one time a celebrity was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I was looking. It was weird because he's proper staring at me, and I'm staring at him, and it's like in his mind he thinks I'm gonna run up to him and be like, oh my gosh, you're this one. And I just looked at him and carried on walking. Like again, like he said, most of the time when they're out, they just want to get some food or they just want to get to their destination. But then they see certain people and they're like, in their head, they're rolling their eyes like, oh, this person's gonna come up to me and ask for a picture, ask for an autograph. So I like how he spoke on his experience. Again, he's from Atlanta. There's plenty of celebrities there, reality stars. Obviously, if you live in LA, you're gonna run into people like places like that. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? But I agree with everything he said. He made me laugh about it's LA. He did look a bit musty in the video. Like everyone's sweating. She's sweating with a full face of makeup and that weave. He's sweating. It's a gay club. I know they were dancing it out. Like, but again, where's your security? You should have put boundaries there. But again, for me, she had her leg all up on. That's what I didn't get. Like, hmm? Even if I was famous, I am not cocking up my. You're not my man. Why am I cocking up your leg on your like? What? Like, what's actually going on? But everything he said, this is how a lot, 90% of these celebrities, this is how they are. I know I've watched a lot of meet and greets when Rihanna's met people, and she asks us about like what did they do for a career. Like she's very interested. I don't know if it's real or not, but you get what I mean. Like she just comes off very genuine. But again, a lot of celebrities, you do hear they're not very nice in person. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Doja Cat's not the first, and she ain't gonna be the last. Recently, Justin Bieber's been like spiraling and telling these paparazzis, "Go to hell, leave me alone." You know what I mean? Just leave them alone. Just compliment them, smile, and leave them alone. And you know what I mean? You have places like London. Again, when I go down there, sometimes I see celebrities, or even like at carnival, a lot of musical artists will just be, in the crowd. Leave them alone. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people like to video call on the sly or take pictures, but just as a whole, leave them alone. They're just trying to live in it. They're just trying to have a good day and do what they need to do. But if they do look friendly and they're in a happy mood, obviously you can try and get in there and like, oh, can I have a video or a picture? But 9 times out of 10, leave them alone.
I never thought that I would be coming to Doja Cat's defense, but here I am. I actually don't think that Doja Cat was weird for the whole t-shirt situation. If y'all watched the clip, you could see that Doja Cat seemed uncomfortable by being touched by this person who was very excited to see her. And is it so unfathomable to think that maybe in that moment she performed like she was comfortable? Maybe also the idea that she was being filmed in that moment added more pressure to her performance to make it seem like she was comfortable. But I don't think that people should go around physically touching someone like that. And even if Doja didn't respond, when I watched that video and saw how much physical touch was going on, it made me uncomfortable. I know that if somebody was to have touched me like that, I would really, really struggle to feel comfortable by something like that. That would make me feel very, like, I don't like that. I don't even like physical touch like that to begin with. And I'm sure that the camera being there added more pressure for her to perform. She's literally a performer. And the people who are like, well, why didn't she just let him know that she wasn't comfortable? That's not how it always works. Some of y'all are still too scared to ask for more guac at Chipotle. Some of y'all are still too scared to ask your manager to go to the bathroom. Do you know what I mean? So is it that unfathomable that she wasn't comfortable to say like, hey, you're touching me too much, and while being filmed? And I know he made a whole video explaining his perspective, but that's still just his perspective. Like from my visuals of seeing her, I want to hear from the person that seemed uncomfortable. If she wasn't happy with the exchange, I feel like the lesson is that maybe you shouldn't touch people like that. You should ask. If you're gonna be rubbing and kissing someone on the cheek, yeah, y'all need to ask. I think the real moral of the story is we need to get comfortable asking people for consent when it comes to touch. Not everybody wants to be touched like that. You gotta ask for consent, babe. You're at wrong.
Maya as well. Big up her. I watch her on YouTube. She's a YouTuber. Big up her. She's a beautiful Nigerian American woman with her freeform locks. Love it. But yeah, she talks on like, racism, colorism, things that happen in the black community. So when she first stated, she never thought she'd be doing a video sticking up for Doja Cat because, as you know, Doja Cat early in her career was in those racist white chat rooms, you know what I mean? But yeah, again, on this channel, I'm non-biased, so I like to hear from both sides, and I agree to an extent. But then she made me laugh out. Some of y'all are so scared to ask your manager to go to the toilet or your teacher. Facts. You know what I mean? I've been in certain situations. This is when I was a lot younger, when I was scared to speak up. So I definitely agree with that. And like she said, with the camera being on, that was just like extra pressure to, for me, it was cocking up her leg. Like, I feel like she was doing too much. But you did see it in certain times in her face. She did look a bit like chill out, but he was just excited. You could see like, oh my god, and then just taking off the shirt. Even with her, is like, no way, you're not gonna take off your shirt right now. Like, I feel like she was dropping hints, but he just wasn't getting it. But therefore, if you look at the video, you do see her face at certain points. And again, his friend with the cameras gassing him up, like, oh my gosh, it's Pride Month. Like, so I get it. But again, where's the security? Where's her people? Like, it was weird the way she was just stood there. It's like she was waiting for a taxi. She's like this. And, it was weird. But for her to jump on Twitter, I guess, she's expressing, she's getting it off her chest. But at the end, the hugs and cocking up her legs, she was doing too much. Like, for me, they're both at fault, you know what I mean? Again, with his friend, she said no when he wanted a picture. So I feel like with this, she could have been like, obviously, don't say don't touch me, but she could have been more, because I hate being touched, especially by strangers. When I used to work in a shoe shop, especially days like this when it used to be really warm, obviously I'm showing a lot more skin. And I remember one time a customer was saying thank you and he patted me. He kind of gave me like a rub on my back. And I really don't like people touching my back. So I was just like, oh my God. I was just like, you're welcome. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, just thinking about it, it's going through me. So I definitely agree. We all have boundaries and you need to respect it. But yeah, I agree with what she said and what the guy said before. 9 times out of 10, these celebrities, please just leave them alone. And especially the type of night, it was a gay nightclub. So she's obviously been dancing, sweating out her weave, the makeup. See if you can get a quick selfie picture with and leave her alone. You know what I mean? The whole taking a shirt off his back to give it. But again, she was gassing him up. She was complimenting, like, oh my gosh, I like your shirt. I like your shirt. And because, he's trying to get his brand popping, he was like, take it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take, like, not the shirt off your back and again that you've sweated out in the club. Like, no, we're not doing that. So for him in the future, bring spares, just roll it up, fold it up really small, fit into your man bag, you know what I mean? But
Like it or not, Doja Cat's a fucking weirdo. Wasn't she just saying 1 years ago saying that she didn't like her fans or whatever? And honestly, I saw the tweets before I saw the video. I'm thinking that the man like literally like kissed her on the mouth or something. Like he just went crazy, like handsy and shit. Literally, it was mutual. Like they gave each other a kiss on the cheek. Like, and she talking about he don't know her real name. Bitch, you have a stage name. Who are you? You're Doja Cat. Like, it just goes to show how fake some people are. Because you can smile on this man's face and get his shirt or whatever, and then go on Twitter and talk about how it's musty and he shouldn't have been touching you like that. Come, like, girl, please. This is the problem with celebrities. Like, and she's an actual celebrity. Like, not this TikTok crap or whatever. She's an actual celebrity. Her music is well known. And you out here treating people like trash. But not even really, because you was real nice to him and then go on Twitter talking about him just so that you could stay relevant. Like, that's the problem. Like, people do anything for relevancy, negative or not, and it's nasty. And I don't even know why she still has fans, because again, wasn't she years ago saying that she didn't want fans or whatever? Like, her friends shouldn't listen to her or something like that? Something crazy like that. Like,
he was gathering her up, and this is what I'm saying. I feel like if she did this to a black gay man, it wouldn't have happened. She was gathering her up, like, ew, Doja Cat's a fucking weirdo. Listen, Doja Cat does give weird energy. Like, even when she goes to like the Met Gala or just goes to certain like award shows, even from what she's wearing, obviously her tattoos, I thought they were fake. The tattoos she has on her arm and her back, they're real. Like, she does give off weird energy. Like, I don't know, from when she shaved off her head, I don't know, but they do say when a woman shaves off her head, she's going into a whole new, like world chapter in her life. But I agree with what she said. They were both at fault. It was mutual. Doja Cat kissed him, he kissed her. He was touching on her a lot, but then again, she cocked up her leg at the end, like, you know what I mean? Like, make it make sense. But yeah, she was going off. She was gathering it up. Like, not this same Doja Cat that told the fans, yo, stop supporting me, stop listening to my music. Like, listen. But listen, Pablo, he's definitely learned today. And like she said, she isn't TikTok famous. Like, she's an A-lister. Like, her music's known worldwide. Like, she was over in the UK, I think 2 years ago at Park Life. You know what I mean? She was headlining. Like, so you know what I mean? She's known. But like, again, just like Kanye West, these celebrities love to trend. Most of the time for negativity. Like, back in the day, they were saying all publicity is good public publicity, good, bad, you know what I mean? But these days it's like the celebrities, they don't care, it's just bad, bad, bad. Mr. West, yay, changing his name every minute now, it's yay, yay, like, you know what I mean? Him turning up at the Diddy trial, like, talk about trying to stay relevant without actually telling us you want to be relevant, you know what I mean?
So let me get this straight. Doja Cat matched his energy, hugged him up, maintained his lack of personal space, threw a leg on him unsolicited, never mentioned her uncomfortability, never even non-verbally showed that she didn't give consent, was very disingenuous and dishonest about how she was truly feeling in the moment, completely maintained that Libra shit, all for her to spin the block and say that this man was musty, She was creeped out and uncomfortable. Celebrities are masters of manipulation. They are damsels of damage control. I keep reminding people that it's the song that changed your life, not the vessel that it came from. And if you fail to maintain your dignity around a group of people that an industry says is above accountability and above criticism, you will forever lose. These people don't like you.
Whoa, this is what I'm saying. I love my people, you know. She gathered her up real quick. How can she say, even non verbally, she didn't show that she was, you know what I mean, in distress or didn't want to be touched? I have a non-verbal son, so I know a lot of people do ask, like, how do you know what he wants? Trust me, there's ways of him showing me and telling me in other ways. Again, communication, word of mouth, that's not the only way we can communicate. We communicate with obviously our hands, our eyes. So yeah, she hit the nail on the head when she was like, even non-verbally, she didn't communicate saying she didn't want to be touched or that she was in distress. Like, facts. Listen, they're both at fault. She was doing too much with him and he definitely was doing too much with her. But listen, like everyone's saying, Pablo, you go and learn today. And like she said, all these celebrities holiday in Hollywood, you know, they don't get held accountable enough. And you know, they think they're above the people. But like she said, you it's obviously you love the music, you don't love them, and you have to take away the vessel. She was saying again, even with Chris Brown, people are like, how can you support it? I'm not supporting him being abused, or like, are you crazy? But there's a time when you have to accept, you know what I mean? You separate it. His dancing, his voice, his singing, like even like his videos, you know what I mean? Like he is the GOAT, like of this generation, he is next in my personal opinion after Michael. I know you have Beyonce, but you get my point. But no, I'm not supporting his abuse. Hell no. And again, the people that he has hurt in the past, that they're cool with him. So how am I gonna be madder at him than they are? You get. You know what I mean? But I definitely, you definitely, even with a person like Doja Cat, you have to separate the artistry from the artist. Because again, Kanye West, he used to be in my top five of rappers, but with the whole being anti-Semitic, the whole KKK, clothing, that fake church, like for me, he's just done too much as well. So again, I love the first two albums he did. But yeah, he can kick rocks. Anytime I see him trending, I'm just rolling my eye. He's just annoying at this point. But I definitely agree with everything she said in her video.
I'm gonna show the clip, but this boy let Doja Cat play in his face, obviously. Doja Cat has this air about her. She is really arrogant, she's conceited, and she's a bitch. I don't care, I said it. This boy literally was like, oh, I have some shirts that were inspired by you. And she was like, oh, I wish I could have one. And I don't know where the fuck they were, where she wasn't walking around with security if she really felt that somebody was offending her by touching her and greeting her as a fan. And he was like, oh, I have a shirt on me. You could take this one. So he takes the shirt off. He gives it to Doja Cat. And Doja Cat seemingly looks happy, I would assume. Well, obviously she didn't really feel that way because she went back on her Twitter and said she threw his musky shirt away, that he manhandled her. He didn't know who she was to be. He didn't even know her name to be kissing on her like that. And she felt like she was violated. This boy gonna go on and make a video saying, oh, you know, I heard Doja was talking shit about me.
Blah, blah, blah. I'd love to give you one. She said, I'd want one right now. And I said, oh, I could give this one to you. She said, no way, you're not going to give this to me. And that's when the video started. And she was being so sweet and amazing. And I thought that's what it was. And now, guys, she's on Twitter saying she threw that musty shirt.
Y'all talking about some, oh, well, you shouldn't have ran up on her and you shouldn't have walked up on her. Where the fuck was her security? If she didn't want that, she should have had security. I'm not saying don't respect people's space, but I'm saying she should have had security. And if she was a real ass person, she would have sat there right there and stood on business and say, hey, don't be, you know, walking up on me. Don't touch me. Don't do none of that because I'm not with all that. And I'm pretty sure hopefully he would have got the message. Now at that point, it would have been different if he kept pursuing it. But to sit there and act like you really like this person, like you really okay with your fan walking up on you, then go on Twitter and spaz the fuck out like a conceited ass bitch that you are. It just screams fake. And she knows she could treat y'all any kind of way because all y'all gonna do is run back on Spotify, Apple Music, and stream that shit. That's where you hurt your artists. You hurt their pockets. She knows she can play this shit in y'all face because y'all gonna go right back and support her. She needs to grow the fuck up. He needs to grow the fuck up. Don't let nobody play in your face, honey. Don't let nobody play in your fucking face. I don't give a fuck who it is. And y'all need to grow the fuck up. Stop supporting this type of shit. These people get money, they get clout, they get all time. They feel like they can treat y'all any kind of way. And in actuality, obviously they can.
Yeah, she was not here for the full career. Yeah. In real life, you wouldn't let people play in your face. Or just because this person's a celebrity or they're known worldwide, don't let them play in your face. You get. Listen, my children's dad, he's been around a couple of celebrities. So he's African, Nigerian to be exact. And he's been around a lot of Afrobeat artists. So I'm talking about, the big top three, Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy. And even he's had like a bad experience with them. And one of my good friends, she's a big fan of one of them. And I had to break it to her like, yo, this artist in real life is trash. But again, we love their music, we love what they put out on social media, etc. But if you was to know them in real life, you would be turned off. So this is what I mean. I've talked to certain celebrities, I've met them. Some, you know what I mean? You have both experience, you have good and bad, you get. But a lot of the time it is bad more than good, especially when you just know what they're like in real life. They're completely different from how they like are when they're performing or doing a music video. Again, like she said with this video, we couldn't tell she was uncomfortable because she's a performer, like she knows what she's doing. And this is why a lot of singers can become actors because when they're on stage, they are performing. Or let's use Beyonce. She has like an alter ego called Sasha Fierce. So she's a whole next character, you get. But yeah, I agree with everything she said. Don't let nobody play in your face. Mm-mm. And again, she should have stood 10 toes down like she did when she was in the club because she was telling people, nah, I'm not taking pictures. I'm here to have a good time. Get down. Again, everyone's like, girl, where was your security? But some people feel like they don't need security, you know what I mean? But from the jump, if she felt some type of way, she should have told him like chill out. Especially when he was taking off his shirt, I would have been like, no, 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 I'm not taking that. No offense, you know what I mean? Send me one. I would have given her an address where you could send me one, but I'm not taking that off your back. I'm sorry, sir, no.
And Doja, you would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling tweets. Why would you do that? Like, girl, like this, her mirroring his energy to make him feel comfortable, that's not a complex conversation. There's no debate about that. The problem is, why did you say something publicly afterwards? Girl, I can't keep defending you. Like, yeah, you were giving me jams and stuff, and like, I was really on board, like, for a little bit. Like, okay, I was still listening even after all the other stuff, but like, I don't really like this mean girl, that little mean girl energy stuff. That's not cute.
Listen, I agree with her. If it wasn't for them meddling tweets, she would have got away with it as well. But yeah, man. She a mean girl, straight up. Like, there's no defending this. But again, people know who they can play with. Like the girl before said, don't let these celebrities play in your face. Again, I'm gonna state it. If he was a black gay guy, she wouldn't have done this. But you can't play with them because you see how these black women are gathering it up. A black gay man probably would have ended her career. Like, that would have been final. Because you know what I mean? She's not going back and forth with this Pablo guy. And I know with a black gay guy, she wouldn't go back and forth. But the way he would have gathered her up, needle and thread, you've seen them, you've seen the memes, how they real quick. But yeah, I agree with her. People like you can't defend them at this point, like what you're gonna say. And even though Mayowa was defending us saying, no, people do need to respect, your space. Facts. But what she was giving in the video, it wasn't giving that. It was literally giving backstabber, smile in your face. You know what I mean? And then you drop some tweets about me, some really rude stuff, saying that I smell musty and I threw that shit. Why are you gonna throw his shirt in the bin? At least give it to a homeless person, or I don't know. Just you just shouldn't have took it in the first place. You could have been like, "Thanks, but this is yours. I'm gonna need you to send me a brand new one." That's not rude. That's just you being honest. You get. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Doja Cat was right for what she said? And you know what I mean? How she was treated, I guess. Like, do you agree with Doja Cat? Or are you on Pablo's side? For me, he just looked like an excited kid. You know, you take a kid for the first time to a toy store, they basically want everything. He was just excited. Again, he's seen Doja Cat before, but he's going on like he's never seen her. But I guess he's just never been that close. And for me, it was the gaslighting. She was like, "Oh my god!" In the club, she was like, "I like your top." And because he made that, hello, if I've got a particular wig on that I've styled custom, blah blah blah, I'm gonna do the same. And she's like, "Oh, girl, that wig is hard." I'll be like, "I customized it and styled it myself." Maybe one day if you've got a certain photo shoot, could I, you know what I mean? Could I lay the wig on you? You know what I mean? Like, you've got to get in there, get in that door. Like, soon as it's creaked open a bit, you've got to get in there, especially when it's a celebrity. Like, literally, them posting something of yours can change your life completely. And they know that, you know what I mean? They know they hold that power. But yeah, sorry, Pablo, not this one. And hopefully he learns from it. But yeah, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe and share this video. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one.